Welcome back to Boring Reviews. Jodi here.
Nick here.
And today we're reacting to another
Armstrong and Miller.
And it says, who knows what? Spring
Cotillion.
Cotillion.
Now, this is something I had to look up, but I thought for sure you would know about it because it's like the Jane Austen times.
Well, see, it looked like the 1800s.
Cotillions is a type of ball. The one thing I came up was versus the debutante ball.
Oh.
Two important but different Southern traditions. In case you need a refresher, here's what sets them apart, and then the article goes on. So, it's a social dance popular in the 18th century Europe and North America. 4 couples in a square formation, blah, 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 blah. So, I'm assuming this is the dance one of the dances you always see in those, is it Regency era?
Yeah, probably.
So, excuse me, a little bit of a tortilla stuck in the throat. We're going to go ahead and check this out. We've reacted to a few Armstrong and Miller. The last one we were completely lost on because we didn't know that was a popular song. Thank you so much for being so kind and being respectful with the Hitler Has Only One Ball. This one, we may not be even more versed in it, but we've seen dancing before, so we get that. If you like our reaction anyway, please don't forget to
like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you can be ready for the next upload video. Hey, Napoleon, why don't you have a quesadilla?
Dang it, quesadilla, Napoleon. Gosh, get some more steak. Here we go.
You're not moving quite so freely as is your wont, Mr. Gosling. You're usually such a wonderful dancer.
Unfortunately, Miss Cardew, I am negotiating an obstruction in my breeches by the same tough, knotty, and veined aspect as a Portuguese sailor's arm. You have a shapely form, Miss Harwood, which provokes a rage of delight in me.
And you have a lively tongue, Captain Jennings.
Indeed, madam. So lively that should you be on the receiving end of it, you'd be compelled to cram your underskirts into your mouth to keep the windows from shattering.
That was exhausting, the dancing.
With your hair so prettily coiffed, Miss Harwood, you resemble nothing so much as the most charming French poodle.
I'm flattered, Mr. Gosling.
Which leads me to inquire whether at a later stage this evening I might be permitted to attend you on all fours with all the bestial vigour of one of my father's prize mastiffs.
Woof, woof.
Precisely. Not too fatigued by this evening's exertions, Miss Cardew?
Why, no, Captain Jennings. I could go on for hours.
Then might I suggest that you join me later for some modest theatricals?
Gladly. And which roles would we be playing?
Why, I would play the part of a wealthy industrialist, whilst you, Miss Cardew, would play a Whitechapel strumpet of such eye-wateringly low virtue that you would leave me as dry as a ship's biscuit. Ah, Miss Cardew. You and your friend Miss Harwood look ravishing tonight.
Then perhaps you would like to accompany us back to Duxford Hall, where she and I would be most happy to disport ourselves gaily before you on the floor of the parlour.
And would I be confined to observing these antics, or might I be permitted to participate at some opportune juncture?
Participate? Oh, Mr. Gosling, I can promise that you'll see more action than the Duke of Wellington's musket.
Miss Harwood, you look ravishing. Though I cannot help but conject that your exquisite gown would look even more becoming strewn on the floor of my bedchamber.
And a man as exquisitely fashioned as you, Captain Jennings, would look even more becoming on, beneath, behind, and for my own benefit, several inches within me.
You dance impeccably, Miss Harwood. You've truly awoken the devil in my imaginings.
And you, Captain Jennings, have stirred something in the region girded by my most intimate undergarments.
Indeed. And I believe it would interest you to know that under the restrictions of my pantaloons, there's a protrusion so monstrously tumescent that were you to avail yourself of it, I can guarantee your horse would see no action for a week.
I'm looking forward to succumbing to the liberty of your roving hands this evening.
And it is with the utmost anticipation that I am looking forward to flinging you upon my divan and plundering your most intimate undergarments.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Captain Jennings, but in a quite unforgivable display of amnesia, I appear to have left them in my bedchamber.
Commando.
Ah, Miss Cardew. I was hoping to have the pleasure of interviewing you this evening.
Oh, Mr. Gosling, I'm afraid I've rather rashly agreed to receive Captain Jennings this evening.
Captain Jennings? But why?
Because, Mr. Gosling, according to Lady Derbyshire, he is endowed with a sword as elegantly formed as it is epically proportioned, and which will leave me walking like an orphan with rickets.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So the guy that we just saw, is he Miller? Because I always get confused with
You're
names.
asking the wrong guy.
Okay. The guy we just saw, the one that was from Death in Paradise, his like little persona in this reminds me so much of the actor who played Henry Tilney's older brother, Mr. Tilney, in Northanger Abbey, in the version with Felicity Jones. Oh, I feel like I need to see if he's the same person. I don't think he is, but his just persona was the same thing. I just gotta look it up.
It makes you wonder, like, I know we're told that back then, just like maybe even 50 years ago, like things were a lot more watered down and there's no way a lady would speak such a way and all this kind of stuff. But it still makes you, like, there's still going to be those young people, those kids, those teenagers who are just going to go against the norm. It makes you wonder if a lot of times those were kind of conversations, maybe not that graphic, but those are the kind of conversations that were going on. That was so very smartly done because I've watched so many of these Regency drama or era dramas with you to know that, yes, it's very common. You have the little ball right there. You have little like this or that, or, someone is very interested in what you had to say or whatever. They don't go that far. So that was very, very smart and very wise when they do it this way and creative. But man alive, they were going nuts. But I can totally see, a couple who's like on the phone with each other and they're like, let's do Regency style, baby.
No.
Absolutely. I mean, just the writing in that was brilliant to bring it back to that era.
Hilarious.
But to do the whole dirty talk now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He reminded me so much of Mark Diamond, who played Frederick Tilney. Anyway, they just had that don't care, but like I'm all about ravishing you and then disposing of you.
She said his sword was equally whatever as it is proportion. Like, and I'll be walking for a week like an orphan with rickets. My gosh. That's brilliant writing.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I would not have gotten any of that besides the dirty talk part if I haven't watched a bunch of those things. So I was happy to see that.
Yes. See, isn't it wonderful they make you watch some movies with me? I put on the audiobook Emma in the car because I love to reread Jane Austen every year, but I just haven't had time to read. And so I put Emma on as an audiobook and Kai's like, it's like the 8th time that you've read this.
8 times?
I mean, not like in the car, just in general.
It's like, holy cow, you've subjected her to it 8 different times?
But we're going to definitely be listening to Northanger Abbey next after this.
Oh my.
I love Mr. Tilney.
Who doesn't?
Henry Tilney. I know. He's the best.
I will say, I was getting tired of that song after the 50th time.
It is like the song that's always in the movies, too.
Yes, it's got to have a name to it. No idea what it is.
The Regency dance.
But that was hilarious. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed our reaction to this. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
Goodbye.